Hi everyone, welcome to your Modern Maven Tarot Collective Tarot for the new moon in Scorpio on November 1st, 2024. This is a big new moon, all right? This is setting off that final purge, if you will. Now, we've been shedding things, right, throughout, honestly, for a while, but I'd say, this specific energy, I want us to go back to the seeds we planted in the Taurus new moon in April. And all of the things that we were growing, like we knew we had to tend to the garden, if you will. And we just are at the culmination of realizing with the transformation, with the seasons, for instance, Scorpio season, where I'm at, it's the harvest season, right? The leaves are falling, and this is that final fall of the leaves, okay? We've recognized the things that we need to let go of. We recognize the habits, the beliefs that we need to shed, okay? And now it's just that final shedding, all right? And so for those who have accepted, you accept it, it changes, and then it sheds, all right? And then the new can bloom from that. Think of the death card, ruled by Scorpio, okay? The death card, all of the death and destruction, but there's that nice flower that's blooming, okay? And so that's what I really want you to think about is this new moon is setting off that final release. So set those intentions, okay? Set your new moon intentions, not only for yourself, but for the collective. What are the core values that we want to see in society? What are the core values you want everyone to have with that Aquarian thinking, all right? Innovation. That's another thing to really pay attention to. With Pluto moving into Aquarius this month, the innovation and innovation for good that benefits all of us. What in your wildest dreams, what are the kind of innovations, like clean water for everyone, where there's no denial to that, regardless of where you live or, your means. It's just something that we all have. Those are the kind of things I want you to think about, because this is a major transformation. We're going to be entering Pluto in Aquarius this month. This is the final purge, if you will, of Pluto and Capricorn. All rules for thee and none for me. 1% has everything. Top-down authoritative energy and control. This is where we really want to ask ourselves, what do I value and what do I want to see in the collective, all right? Because also with that, this month is really about asking ourselves, what do I value? Why do I value this? Do I value this anymore? And it's okay for your values to transform. Scorpio, death, birth, transformation. So remember, there are parts of yourself, if you're wanting to change and you're being called to, we just want to have the discipline to do it, all right? There's strong Virgo energy that was coming through with the Hermit while I was clearing as well. And that's really asking you, how can I be more disciplined? All right, because this is the thing. If you want life to get busier, if you want more abundance, you want more communication, you want more relationships, all of that is going to take you making sure that you incorporate time for all of that. Okay, what do you need to, is it that, 2 hours of binge watching that could be toward your goals? There's just something really important for you to remember, that with expansion, we got to shed some things, okay? Overthinking, right? That could be a major thing. So also take a look. What house does Scorpio rule in your chart? And do you have any strong placements with Scorpio, okay? Because that's going to be another aspect to this, is you're going to be highlighting particular areas in your own personal chart, okay? Excuse me. But purging, okay? So much to related to purging. But productivity too. So this is where it's interesting, because it's such a dynamic new moon, all right? Because we also have this energy of strong productivity, really being disciplined with this is what I want for my future, and I'm gonna work my butt off for it, okay? And so really ask yourself, what are the things I can do right now? New routine, new beliefs, new, way of eating, having more water, especially water with a water sign. Yeah, this is so interesting, because so many people are so focused on how imbalanced it is in the collective, justice and fairness. But we have to remember the Empress is part of this new Aquarius and Pluto energy, getting back to Mother Earth, right? Getting back to the idea of divine feminine power. There was also a fascinating message while I was clearing with the Celtic energy, and getting back to the, the nostalgic aspect of all of that, with, paganism and fairies and witches and magic and sorcerers, like all of this type of stuff. I really want you to think about that, because like there's something here to dreamlike energy as well. All right. And really believing in us, all of us lifting up with the air energy of Aquarius. Now remember, Aquarius is the water bearer too, and so there is an element of water, and then we're going to be seeing the power of water as well. So if you are a water sign, do pay attention to that, and making sure that you are accepting all of the lessons, if you will, from your Saturn placement. Okay. But yeah, Pluto, clearly answer the wake-up call. Judgment is ruled by Pluto. We all have a purpose, okay? We all have a wake-up call within us to rise to the challenges, because Saturn will be going direct again, all right? Saturn and Pisces will be going direct as well. And so this is where, like, if push comes to shove, we are rising to the challenge. And that challenge, again, it's not the Capricorn energy or Pluto and Capricorn energy of that aggressive, take no prisoners energy. It's being more like powerful with like just, I embody light, we embody light. I'm focusing on the future. I am not focusing on that. It's even like with childhood development, redirection. Do you know what I mean? And so it's like there's this idea of really asking yourself, where am I putting my focus? If I'm still focused on the gunk that's going away, we're going to get more of that. But again, stay knowledgeable. Just be very mindful of how much time you're focusing on certain things, especially when it comes to social media, okay? And just send back love, all right? Send back love, and just take charge of those thoughts, okay? There's a really important message of asserting yourself with integrity and really focusing on where you're heading, okay? Because this new moon is all about your future, all right, personally and collectively. So please, if you can, make some collective intentions along with your personal intentions. But what does that future look like for you, for your community, for the world, all right? Aquarian innovation. What could be some Aquarian innovation that comes in to benefit the world, all right? No matter how wild and crazy you think it is, put it down there, okay? If it truly is going to benefit, all of the collective, there's nothing too wild that you can put out there. And also too, Scorpio, death, birth, and transformation, but also very passionate, very creative. Focus on your root chakra as well if you can, all right? And if you need to do any chakra clearing, this would be a wonderful time to do it. Set yourself right, and just know that we're leading up to that Taurus full moon, which is an earth energy and very grounded. And so it's that final release, the last leaves, the last dead leaves of that tree of life, if you will, that is you. They're falling, but to welcome in the new. All right. Yeah, look at that. I knew I could feel Scorpio energy. So here's where we're at, right? This is where we're at. But if we can focus on what's coming in, okay, that's what's so important. And what's coming in, the white, the pureness, okay? Reborn, all right? Like really think of the world, if you will, being reborn in a sense. So let's see what we got going on for all of us for this new moon in Scorpio. A lot related to teaching too. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the faith card, but I think too, like actually there was the faith card, I'm sorry, not the faith card. There was the teacher card, and there was the dragon energy of embodying Christ-like consciousness. And so I actually saw a TikTok yesterday, and I think it was Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball's daughter, and she was talking about how we need to remember that Jesus was a person, right? He was a person who embodied all of that energy that we all embody. We are all embodying that energy, right? And so there is this message of, practice what you preach, okay? If you truly believe in certain things, that like we just have to live it, is all that that energy that was coming through that was really important. Okay, interesting. All right, cards, let's go. Wow, okay, hold on. I got to do one more shuffle. Interesting. I mean, we are holding, okay, so that's why. There is that idea of, our personal shadow and our collective shadow. So remember, like there's a reason that people are clinging on to Pluto and Capricorn energy. Not necessarily because of like the good or the bad, the, evil, if you will. It's it's because of the comfort of what you know, because the change can be scary, all right? Not everybody is hardwired for change, and that's something, if you are like, especially if you're a mutable sign, that's something where it's like you flow, but not everybody flows, okay? And even if somebody says, I do want change, if that internal power struggle is still there, if that shadow energy hasn't been cleared, it's not as easy as it sounds, all right? And so the more that we can just really be mindful of that, we are all being asked to answer the wake-up call. That doesn't mean that we're all ready for it, okay? And so that is something to definitely pay attention to, especially during this time, is because that can build frustration, right? And so all you can really do is just send your message of like, I hope that, you know, and not to the person, because that would be condescending, but, you know, with your thoughts, may this person clear the shadow energy that holds them back from answering their wake-up call or something like that. But just be mindful of not attack, like, because once you do focus too much, then you're bringing yourself back down there, okay? So you have to keep yourself up there while you are sending all of that positive energy their way, okay? All right. And shadow work is never done. That's another important thing to remember. Shadow work is never done. All right. Yeah. Ooh, good gracious. Okay. So the wheel, okay, that's something to remember. Please remember, the wheel is all about using the cycles and the seasons to your benefit, using the astrological transits to your benefit. There was 5 of Swords, which is knowing when to walk away, all right? Working on boundaries. And that is so important right now because there's such an impulse to try and like wake people up, right? Like Judgment's here, you know, Pluto and Aquarius is here, wake up, right? And like shake, almost like, you know, like wanting to shake people awake. But that's not what we're meant to do. Not physically, just mentally, with like focusing on that collective energy. And that's all you can really do, right? There's just so much happening, okay? So just do everything you can to stay grounded. That would be my best advice for you. Grounding is so important right now. Get out into nature if you can. It's especially, like I said, if you are not very adaptable to change, this could be a little shaky, okay? Oh, that's so perfect. Okay. Wow. Look at that. Oh, this is perfect. Okay. Now remember, this is collective tarot. So the more of us that can personally embody this energy, and think about this when you're setting your intentions too. Overall energy, the Hanging Man. The Hanging Man is Neptune, which I love. This is Pisces. The whole thing of the Hanging Man is being suspended in time, right? This can feel like it can set in some doubts and fears because it feels like things aren't moving as fast as they need to. Things aren't progressing as fast as they need to. But look at what they're doing. They're shedding all of the things, including the mask they wore in this past paradigm. They're shedding all of that, all right? Time is suspended for a reason, to do all this work, okay? This is the last of those leaves falling off. Now, Neptune, the dreamer, the planet of dreams, which also yesterday on October 31st, we had Mercury and Scorpio trining Neptune and Pisces, okay? The veil is so thin right now, all right? And so that's something to really, like, when it comes to your spirituality. What do I value? This is shedding things that you really thought you valued, but now you're shifting your values in a sense, and that's okay. And it's not saying that you're not going to have another mask to wear, right? We all have a rising sign. We all have certain traits that we share with that. But this is whatever this mask was that was holding us back, related to our shadow, clearly from this reading. This is the acceptance, all right? I am accepting the letting go, because that's really what this new moon is about. The new beginning of, I am accepting letting go of the things that no longer serve me. And while you're doing that, and while you're doing that shadow work, being productive with your future. Plan a trip, like plan, if you want to buy a house, start house hunting. You know what I mean? Just something here where it's the duality of it, okay? Because we are in that in-between time. Okay, we're in between time right now, but we have to recognize this is meant to happen. We're meant to be in this in-between time so that we can tie up all the loose ends, all right? what we need more of. The 5 of Coins. All right, so 5 of Coins is the feeling of deeply rooted shadow energy, okay, related to this message of doubts, worries, insecurities, fears. And I know that that can seem funny that we need that in more of an area of what we need more of. But this to me says that we're masking and hiding some of this energy. Like we're trying to pretend it's not there when it really is there. All right. And so we really do need to feel into this energy more. And that can be hard because we just want to be on to the next chapter, right? Okay. And this is just where if we can recognize that the light comes from within, that's what we really need to focus on. There's a strong energy of needing someone else or needing, all of these out, like giving our energy outward, where it's like, if we can focus that in, tune it in into inward, like know that we have the power to change our mindset. We have the power to change our routine. We have the power. That's where it's like the individual power is going to build the collective power. And that's recognizing how much power you have within yourself. What you have the right amount of. 5 of Wands. Okay, Saturn and Leo. So here we go. This is where the challenges that are coming, a lot are going to be related to our ego. Like I said, because again, we're going back to what we value. What do you value? You know what I mean? Like there's so much related to value here, and insecurities and doubts and worries and fears. And that's okay. You're meant to feel those things, to ask yourself, why am I not confident in things happening the way that they're meant to happen, and get to the root of it. Okay. Like look at the roots are all there. Now, this is in the area of what you have the right amount of. So this is power struggles. Recognizing the external power struggles and the internal power struggles, okay? Because they're all tied together, and they all come from the same root, all right? This root has like, where it's like we don't recognize just how deeply rooted some things are until we take time, pause, reflect, right? And get to the core of it. What you need less of, the 10 of Wands. Okay, so this is something where we are just trying to trudge through the same junk, if you will, like that same low vibe energy. And like this is actually the example of where I said, trying to wake other people up, trying, and again, more Saturn energy. This is Saturn and Sagittarius, okay? And so it could even be with, with your spiritual beliefs and like trying to get other people to wake up, if you will. And this is something that's saying like less is more right now. And what you really need to be focusing on, like I said, is just your internal world. If this stuff's still bubbling up, we gotta get to it. What you can change, the Queen of Coins. Look at this. The light comes from within. The light comes from within. This is what's going to be activated when we can finally pause and, again, but stay productive, okay? This is not a time to put your dreams on pause. We can, and because this is a card of productivity, what I can change, okay? Productive. Maintaining that productivity while tending to the garden, because that's actually something that's fascinating here, is like, your mental garden, if you will, because the Queen of Coins is a very productive energy, but it is that domestic, tends to the garden, make sure that, everything's clean and painted nice and decorated nice, so that's something where it's taking the personal power to really manifest what it is you want, okay? Now, in the area what you need to accept, temperance. All right, we have to really reel it in. And this is fascinating too because of the excess. So temperance is know thyself, nothing in excess. It's also Sagittarius. So remember, we're going to be entering Sagittarius season. We have Mercury entering Sagittarius tomorrow. Truth and honesty are going to be extremely important. And so what a wonderful shift where it's like, the fake, the misinformation, the AI fake, all that stuff, like that's gonna finally, like the buck stops here type of energy, right? And so you personally though, okay, the more that you can have the balance, the more that you can have doing the internal work, the more the collective is going to feel it. By the end of this new moon, though, doing all this work is leading you to the Six of Wands, okay? Jupiter and Leo, expansion, recognition, fame, glory, okay? And so for us collectively, finally feeling like we've achieved something, finally feeling like we're back on track, finally feeling like all the hard work we've put in individually and collectively is going to be recognized, okay? It's going to make some change, and that is amazing. All right, so let's get some past life energy here, because clearly we got some deeply rooted shadow energy. Because look, I mean, all of this is all related to the challenges, all right? But just make sure you take time to rest. Make sure you time to do that shadow work. Let's see what past life energy is affecting the collective. Okay, well. So we have 3: unrequited love, spirituality and religion, and monk or nun. Okay, so it makes a lot of sense that we have such spiritual, religious connotations, because again, we're asking ourselves, what do we value? Why do we value it? Our beliefs, why do we believe what we believe? And we also have to ask ourselves, how much has the core base of spirituality been molded and manipulated to appease and help the people who are in power, okay? All right, so you know what? I'm actually not going to read these. I think these are pretty self-explanatory, okay? So spirituality, religion, monk or nun, unrequited love. All of these energies have helped to, or hindered, all of our collective shadow energy. Okay, so think about how much these energies have affected us. Yeah, this is deeply rooted, okay, people? I hope we realize like how deep, and that's something too, like, you know, even me. I'm not gonna get on a high horse and say that I don't have shadow energy to work through, or to continually, because remember, your shadow is a part of who you are. You don't just do shadow work and then it's like, oh, okay, now it's gone. It's gonna always be with you for the rest of your life. Okay, archetypal energy that can help us: Midas, miser, light attributes, entrepreneurial, oh my god, entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, delight in sharing life's riches. Shadow attributes: hoarding money and emotions, obsessive fear of losing your wealth. That is so fascinating. That is definitely what we need to be focusing on right now. We all, and remember, we all have light and shadow attributes, okay? And so are there aspects of your life where you know, you're calling out the 1%, but then like you have an extra $5 and somebody asks you for a donation and you say no, like I can't, right? Like there's just something like very interesting to that. Very cool. Okay. But exciting on the light end of that, because we are moving toward the light end of everything, right? Okay, so let's get an empowering question for the collective. What empowering question is going to help the collective for this new moon in Scorpio? All right, our empowering question to focus on during this new moon: how or in what way do I experience myself when I'm alone? That is huge, okay? How or in what way do I experience myself when I'm alone? Going back to that temperance, there does take some discipline that comes in with how we utilize our time. Obviously, when things are chaotic, when things are very heavy and burdened, I mean, disassociation and escapism can really, you know, feel like it's helping, okay? But there's just something here to tuning into yourself this new moon. Allowing yourself to connect to not only yourself, but to your dreams, all right? Utilizing all that energy to really just focus in, all right? Focus inward. Okay, because again, too, like this is major kind of energy, major, but it's the internal personal work that's going to help us all collectively. And that's something, too, that's fascinating, because like we are seeing like the doubts and the fear of our individual power actually having any sway, if you will. Okay. All right. Orange Dragon: bring soul families and communities together. Oh, amazing. Spread belonging, warmth, and oneness. Bring people everywhere together. What a wonderful energy for this new moon. Because that is, again, so here's where it's like, if you can see that your escapism, your, disassociation maybe, of whatever it is for you, like your means of escaping what's happening with all of that low vibe energy, if you can see how that's actually part of, Pluto and Capricorn shadow energy, keeping, like, that's what they want. Okay, like, so it's about doing the work, just not forcing something. That's really what the Ten of Wands is telling me, is like trying to force something to happen. And right now we just need to be reflecting. All right, this new moon is really, I know it's so hard because there's so much happening and it seems not productive to like spend this time just sitting and reflecting, but it's more powerful than we realize. Okay, and again, with the shedding, like, what do we need to collectively shed? Okay, all right, so the crystal energy that's going to help us: turquoise, spirit of the earth, and carnelian, creativity. Scorpio, very creative, very passionate. All right, spirit of the earth, I love that energy. What is the spirit of the earth? All right, really meditate on that and think about that. Think about the earth being alive and breathing. Okay, and how we can all help heal the earth. Okay, this is a very healing time, remember, because it's about taking care of earth just as much as we take care of ourselves, taking care of ourselves just as much as we take care of others and take care of the earth. All reciprocation, all connected to community. This is so exciting. This, honestly, this orange dragon with this carnelian, very cool. This is almost something too for some of you where, if, like, let's say you're an event planner, or you like organizing stuff with your friends, family, and community, and it's like doing some like creative stuff, right? Where it's allowing people to help creatively express themselves, like those like painting classes or cooking classes, something here where it's a fun thing to bring the community together. Okay, all right, so now I'm going to do a sign by sign for everybody, and then I'm going to be done, because as you can see, I'm very scatterbrained right now during this new moon. And so if you are feeling it, just remember you're human. Okay, we all have our good days, we all have our bad days, we all have our mediocre days, but just honestly, just go with, like, it's part of the process. I guess that's my biggest thing. It's part of the process. Accept the letting go. Accept, like, especially too, if you're doing something or thinking something and you're like, man, I need to stop doing that. Instead of beating yourself up or continuing to just think about it, nip it in the bud. Okay. All right, so let's see. What does Aries need to hear during the Scorpio new moon? Wow, okay, Ten of Swords, yeah. We're like mentally needing to stop something, okay? That fresh start is coming, but it's gonna come when we stop being complacent. And honestly, when we stop being complacent with our shadow taking the lead, I think that's a really important message for you, Aries, is to not let your shadow always take the lead with communication because it's feeling threatened, all right? That's a very strong message for you. All right, Taurus, what does Taurus need to hear for the new moon in Scorpio? All right, Taurus, the Emperor and the Four of Wands. Exciting. So this is a very passionate, you're going to be feeling a lot of that fiery, passionate Scorpio energy during this new moon. And it makes sense because we're building up to the full moon in your sign, all right? And so we want to have some like boss-like energy. When it comes to our relationships, like, how can you assert yourself with integrity and passion? Because there is an aspect to you that I feel we kind of need a little bit of a shakeup, okay? Both of these cards, by the way, are ruled by Aries. So this could be an Aries, or you have strong Aries placements. But I really want you to learn how you can kind of take the reins in a relationship in your life, okay? All right, Geminis. Let's see what Gemini's got going on for... Okay, well, I saw the King of Swords, but it didn't fully pop out. Definitely take charge with those thoughts. Mental mastery. Well, this is why, okay? This is Taurus energy, and it is about teaching, okay? So if you are putting out there with your communication, with your beliefs, that you believe something, this is a time where, like, people are paying attention. So really practice what you preach, okay? So obviously air signs, very highly activated right now, especially the closer we're getting to Pluto and Aquarius. So You have something to teach, but make sure you're just living the life that you intend to live, okay? All right. Or somebody's going to be teaching you something too. I mean, I did see teacher. Interesting. It's probably going to be a little bit of both, honestly. Okay, Cancers. Wow, 8 of Cups, 2 of Cups. All right, there's a very important relationship. Saturn and Pisces, rising to the challenge. Remember, think of all your Saturn energy for the past like year, okay? From like October, November 2023 to now, and mid-month when it goes direct. Significant relationships in your life. There's something here where you got everything you needed from it and now it's time to move on. And this is not necessarily like a big life change, but more of a mindset. Okay, more of a mindset that you recognize how much you've given your cup, but then it's empty by the time you get it back, like that type of energy. So just be mindful of that, Cancers. Follow a new path energetically, emotionally. I just feel like something emotionally makes you feel alive, okay? So definitely accept that and walk that path. Okay, Leos, 6 of Wands. Congratulations, this is wonderful. This is what the end of the month, or I'm sorry, the end of the new moon is all about, is this being the result, okay? So recognition, remember, with expansion of that ego, okay, all eyes are on you, Leos. So make sure that all of this shadow energy is cleared, okay? We don't want to just fake it. We really want to accept the challenge to release the things from this past chapter that we need to in order to actually move forward, okay? So that's another thing too. Remember, all this hard work, the ending card being 6 of Wands is really reminding us all of this hard work does pay off, okay? The discipline, the focus, all of it does pay off. It's just redefining, what does that mean? What is the payoff? Okay? All right, so what do we got? Virgos. All right, what do Virgos need to hear for the new moon, the High Priestess? Ooh, Virgos. Your intuition, your connection, this is your higher self. This is ruled by the moon. The moon is ruled by Pisces. Pisces is your polar natal sign. You really have some investigating to do when it comes to your spiritual side. You have some investigating to do when it comes to the shadow energy. Perhaps you grew up in a strict religious household, and then therefore you rejected spirituality. Like, there's just a message here where you're going to start really doing some investigating and expanding your knowledge in a certain area related to your higher self, your connection to your higher self and spirituality. All right, Libra is exciting. This is a celebration, Libra. So this new moon, you're really going to be feeling in your element. You're going to be feeling connected to community, and you're going to be celebrating a lot. All right. This can indicate a party too. So if you have a party plan, awesome. This celebration is really important because we have to remember, like, we're going to be doing a lot of work throughout this. Okay. So when these things pop up of like things that we need to shed, just make sure you're shedding them too. Okay. All right. Now, Scorpios. What do Scorpios need to hear for their new moon? All right, Scorpios. What do Scorpios need to hear? Oh, Justice, Scorpios. Congratulations. So this makes sense because this is a major arcana card, and you are going to be really feeling the shifts that are happening in the collective. So this is so important for you to stay grounded, okay? Clarity, balance, justice, really recognizing how important your energy is to the collective, and like really encouraging the scales being brought back into balance. There's something in your life where you're really seeing things clearly, okay? And this is something that's been for a while now. So stay grounded, stay balanced, and stay focused with that justice, because I do think that you're a sign who really knows right from wrong, if you will. It's just that we struggle with the shadow energy sometimes. And I'm feeling very confident though. That's exciting. And it is a productive new moon. So you're obviously going to be very highly connected to that productivity, creativity, passion, you know, so definitely hold on to that. Okay, Sagittarius. Oh, Sagittarius, this is wonderful. Queen of Cups, Six of Cups. A very emotionally happy and like fulfilling new moon, okay? This is where it's like, I finally gave myself this cup, okay? This is some major like inner child healing. Okay, you're giving yourself the cup that you were missing, and now it's time to really hold it and be, you know, take care of it. Like, what did I say about the water and the importance of like drinking fresh water? There's just something here to nurturing what is yours and knowing that it's yours and that you deserve it. Okay, you're probably going to have a lot of stuff from childhood coming up too. It could be related to mother energy. If there's anything related to childhood and mother energy, it's time to just ask for it to be released. Whatever is holding you back, whatever is hindering you, especially with your sign of your Saturn energy of confidence and your worthiness and all that stuff. That's really warm and exciting. I think you have the best one so far. Okay, Capricorns. What are Capricorns? Ooh. Knight of Pentacles. All right, Capricorns, as far as your health, your financial stability, a lot of productivity, okay? And so this is something where an offer could be coming to you, especially related to work or career, and it's very promising, but it does take some change, okay? And so you are a card, you're an earth sign, you are related to Pluto and Capricorn, and so there could be some resistance to that, but don't resist it, all right? This is a very promising offer coming in. Okay, Aquarius. What do Aquarius need to hear for? Ooh. Aquarius, all right. Two of Swords is a card of compromise and decision making, and there's a new moon. Okay, so there might be an important decision, really going within though. Okay, this is a decision that has to be made from within. I feel like perhaps we're really questioning whether or not we should compromise. And with the emotions of the Scorpio energy. Hold on one second. One more clarifier. Yeah. You're really going to have to do some shadow work, okay, Aquarius? Because this decision, we have to ask ourselves what's emotionally best, okay? All right. All right, Pisces. Let's see what Pisces has going on. Actually, hold on, Aquarius. I'm not done with this yet. Okay. Moon in Libra, 5 of Swords. Don't make decisions only based on what's happened to you. Like, don't make decisions just because something didn't work out for you or somebody, you know, betrayed you. Like, there's just something here to really just going within, okay? And really asking yourself what decision is best, not only for you, but for the collective, okay? All right, now let's get Pisces. Pisces, 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so we really are asking ourselves, and again, this is a perfect time to be asking ourselves this. We're really asking, is all of the work worth it? Okay, do not get into that low vibration, like strength and discipline. So very important, because we are reassessing value, okay? And this is strong Taurus energy. And so if this is the energy you're giving this, then we really have to ask, what am I expecting out of it? Okay, that's an important question to ask yourself. If this is the energy you have with something in your life, what were you expecting out of it? And how can you set those intentions to get whatever it is you want in a new direction in life? All right, so thank you all so much for joining me. And you know what? I'm going to do a final clarifier for the collective, because why not? All right. Yes. Okay. We are all so stuck in our heads. You can hear that I'm stuck in my head, right? Jupiter and Pisces. Remember, it's retrograde. All that like idea of like things aren't expanding. They are, okay? They are. It's just that right now things are a little bit on pause to do the internal work. And so we can allow this Page of Pentacles to blossom. By springtime, we're going to be feeling this lighter energy of feeling progress, all right? Productivity, realistic progress too, okay? So thank you all so much for joining me again. And shine that inner light. Share this with somebody who needs to hear this message. And we've got this.